Look, moving too bossy, we don't tread softly, but not flossy, the streets done taught me, moving too bossy, we don't tread softly, but not.
So what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Solorio Eats. So the other day I asked you guys on Instagram, what should I cook next? And by far you guys selected for me to make ribeyes and mushroom sauce. So I'll be breaking down this whole thing for you guys step by step. I'll be showing you the whole process. But I was just thinking the other day, I have never truly introduced myself in the last 20 videos. I have never mentioned my name. So my name is Luis. I am a professional chef. That is my day job. I do this on the side for fun. But if you guys have known me throughout the years, you have either known me by Jose or Jose. If you're Kevin, you refer to me as Lucifer. And if you're my mother, you're gonna be calling me, screaming at the top of your lungs,
José Luis Solorio Herrera, ¿qué estás haciendo ahora?
But yeah, I'll be breaking this whole thing down for you guys, step by step. Let's get into it.
Welcome back to Solorio Eats. We're cooking, but we're not using your grainy salt. So let's break down this super delicious mushroom sauce, which I really think is the star of the dish. This sauce is gonna have anybody that you're cooking for, they're gonna be thanking you for making this. This thing comes with a lot of flavor, so much umami. This thing is truly an umami bomb. You know, every mushroom in the sauce is gonna lend more and more flavor to the sauce. You know, it does not get better than this sauce going on top of that 120-day dry aged ribeye. But yeah, let's break down this very delicious mushroom sauce. So we're gonna be using 3 types of mushrooms. I will be using shiitakes, beach mushrooms, also known as hajimijis, and also some oyster mushrooms. So if we're gonna be working with so many different types of mushrooms, you might as well be a mushroom whisperer. You know, we have to learn how to break down each one. And we're gonna start with our shiitake mushrooms. These things are so flavorful, but the little stems on the caps themselves, they are a little bit woody and really hard to eat when we are only gonna be sauteing them. So we're just gonna take our mushrooms and we're gonna pull the stems right off the mushroom caps and save these bad boys. These things are great in sauces and soups. Do not be throwing these away. You would be doing yourself a disservice. Keep these babies in the fridge, save them for another time. We're gonna get right back into our mushroom caps, place those suckers right on your cutting board. Then you wanna make sure that you cut these into strips, you know, thick enough that you still have some texture. If you go too small when you're sauteing these up, there won't be any texture left. So the next mushroom we're gonna get into is the oyster mushrooms. And I feel like this is one of the easier mushrooms to clean. So right where the mushroom tops meet the stems, that's where we're gonna trim our mushrooms. And you wanna discard these stems, they're not gonna be usable for anything. And now that we have our tops, all we have to do is peel them back. Peel them as big or as little as you want.
But for my sauce, I want these a little thicker, a little wider, a little thick boys. No, we want these thick, baby.
And the last mushroom we're gonna get into is our beach mushrooms. And I know what you're thinking. This looks like So the beach mushrooms are by far the easiest to clean. You're just gonna cut them right where you want them and discard the root ends. And you can use a knife or you can use scissors. Scissors will work just as great. And there you go. Now you know how to break down all 3 of these mushrooms. So to start our mushroom sauce, we're definitely gonna need some minced shallots and some minced garlic. And we're gonna start with our shallot bulb right here. We're just gonna cut it in half and we're gonna peel it. And we're gonna start slicing it and dicing, baby. You wanna make sure that you mince this real small. You wanna make sure that's small enough that you don't get big clumps and chunks of your shallot in your sauce. And once we have our shallots nice and diced and ready to go, we're just gonna put them off to the side for the time being. And we're gonna get into our funky garlic. We're gonna take 3 garlic cloves right out of the garlic bulbs. And we are gonna start slicing and dicing again, baby. We wanna make sure that our garlic and our shallots are the exact same size. So when we go to put them into our saute pan and we start sweating these things out, one does not burn before the other. So make sure that both of them are ready to go, the exact same size. So now that we have our mushrooms ready to go, they're nice and cleaned up and all cut up, we're gonna start searing and sauteing our mushrooms. So we're gonna take our saute pan right here, and we're gonna add a little bit of canola oil, that has a higher smoke point. And we're gonna take each mushroom, we're gonna start with our bigger ones, and we're gonna work our way down to the smaller ones, the beach mushrooms. And we're gonna sear each mushroom until they are golden brown and delicious. And make sure that you season every step of the way with that kosher salt, not your granny salt, and that BP black pepper. So we're gonna sear these until they are golden brown. And once we have all of our mushrooms sauteed and golden brown and delicious, we're gonna hit it with that shallot and that garlic. And once our shallots and our garlic are in there, we're gonna sweat them out just until they are translucent. We don't want any color on it. And now we're gonna hit it with that white wine, that Chardonnay, baby. We're gonna pour it up, and we're gonna make sure to let this reduce to au sec. That means that the wine is almost gone, almost. And then we're gonna hit it with that Madeira wine. This is a fortified wine. When you're cooking mushrooms, this is A1, baby. Cooking mushrooms, definitely hit it with that Madeira. It's gonna take your mushrooms to the next level. And then we're gonna let this reduce again to au sec. And then we're gonna hit it with that Wild Turkey American honey, baby. That nice, luscious honey is gonna enhance our mushrooms and take it to the next level, baby. And now we're gonna top it off with some beef stock and some chicken stock. This is gonna be the base to our sauce. Once we have that in there, we're gonna hit it with that fresh thyme. You can add some dry thyme if that's all you have, but it's just better to go with that fresh stuff. And we're gonna let this reduce to about a third of the way down until we start to get something that's a little bit saucy and gravy-esque. Now we're gonna get into what's gonna make your sauce stand out from any other mushroom sauce anybody's ever had. And these are things that's gonna make your sauce just pop. It's gonna, enhance those umami flavors already in the mushrooms. And the first thing we're gonna hit it with is that Worcestershire sauce. This is made with anchovies. So, it comes with a lot of funk. It's got some great flavor. It's gonna really enhance our sauce. And then we're also gonna hit it with that soy sauce. Once again, we're layering this with umami. You don't wanna add a lot of this. A little bit of each is gonna go a long way.
And then we're gonna hit it with that secret ingredient, where everyone's gonna be like, wow, Bobby, how in the did you make this?
And you know what? That's that truffle oil, baby. White truffle oil. Just a little bit. All you need is just a little bit. And then we're gonna hit it with that cayenne pepper. Not a lot. We're not trying to blow nobody's head off. Just enough to have the people asking, what is this? What's that little back note? What's that little taste hitting the back of my tongue at the very end? And then we're gonna finish it off. We're gonna readjust our seasoning. If we need a little bit more of that kosher salt, hit it with that kosher salt. And then we're gonna finish it with that butter. That's gonna give us that nice, rich, and creamy mouthfeel. Look at these beautiful 120-day dry-aged ribeyes. And if you're asking yourself, why in the hell do I need a dry-aged ribeye? These things will totally change your life and outlook on what it means to have a steak. I know you're used to having those Walmart steaks, but these steaks right here are local cows that have been hand-selected for the marbling, and then they are hung for 120 days, and they go on a magnificent journey. They're hung, and while they hang up there for those 120 days, they lose some moisture, but in turn, you're left with this super tender meat and super beefy flavor. The fat content on there is gonna get bigger and better. You're just gonna have a more fantastic steak. You're not gonna be able to beat this with those Walmart steaks. You most definitely have to try these this way. Totally recommend it. Date night, having family over, get you one of these steaks. It's worth every penny. So before I start cooking my steaks, I'm gonna take them out 1 hour before, and I'm gonna season them with that kosher salt, not your granny salt, and that BP black pepper. And make sure that you hit every inch of the steak on all sides, even the sides. Roll that steak right in that salt and the black pepper. Make sure that this thing is fully covered. We want to make sure that we have a properly seasoned steak. All right, now that we have our steak ready to go and it's seasoned with that BP black pepper and that kosher salt, not your granny salt, it is time to sear this bad boy. The first thing we're gonna need is some fresh shallots, some garlic, and that fresh thyme. Once we have our shallots cut in half and we got those garlic cloves out of the bulb, we're gonna take our cast iron pan, and we're gonna add some canola oil to it, and we're gonna crank this bad boy up high. We want that oil screaming hot. Once our oil is screaming hot and almost smoking, we're gonna add our ribeye right to it. Make sure you don't burn yourself. And you wanna make sure that you sear this, until it is golden brown and delicious, and it's got that nice crispy exterior. You're gonna cook this on both sides until your steak is nice and GBD on both sides, baby. And once you're to that point, we're gonna add our shallots and our garlic, and we're gonna let them caramelize. We wanna make sure that they get golden brown and delicious. Once they're to that point, we're gonna add our fresh thyme, and it's gonna start to sizzle and crack and pop. And then we're gonna start adding our butter, our whole butter. Make sure it is unsalted, and we're gonna baste the crap out of this thing. We want to make sure that all that flavor pounds the steak, all that fresh thyme, the garlic, the shallot, all those aromatics really pound this steak. Once we get it basted, we're going to take it right out, and we're going to put it on a hotel pan with a rack, and we're going to throw this right into our oven that is set at 450 degrees Fahrenheit. And we're going to let this thing go for 6 to 8 minutes until this thing is a beautiful mid-rare. So at this point, you should be pretty damn proud of yourself. You have managed to make an exceptional, delicious mushroom sauce that will tantalize anybody's taste buds. And you've also managed to sear some beautiful 120-day dry age ribeyes, baby. Now all you have to do is just shave some chives and top this sucker off. But don't forget to let it rest for 5 minutes before you start chowing down, baby. And there you go, that's a wrap. That's all you need.
Tranquila mami, ¿qué me dice? Si tu papi te paga todos los biles, estoy pronto para darte miles, para asegurarte que yo te puedo cuidar. Es que no quiero gastar ni un segundito más investigando tu perfil. Escucha que te quiero aclarar, eres la única con la que quiero estar. Tranquila mami, ¿qué me dice? Si nos vamos del club y te llevo pa'l PH pronto, sé que me voy a enloquecer. Desde el mismito minuto que en mi cama yo te pongo en 4. Soy un tipo solitario, pasando casi toda la noche sin cariño, sin amor, sin sexo. Por eso hoy es necesario que vayamos a bellaquear y esta noche yo no te comparto. Tranquila mami, ¿qué me dice? Si tu papi te paga todos los biles, estoy puesto para darte miles, para asegurarte que yo te puedo cuidar. Es que no quiero gastar ni un segundito más investigando tu perfil. Escucha que te quiero aclarar, eres la única con la que quiero estar.
So once again, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. I truly enjoyed making these ribeyes for you guys today with this delicious mushroom sauce. But if you guys want to check out some of the recipes that I've done in the last couple of videos, I just launched my recipe website at www.solorioeats.com. You guys can check out any recipe that I have on there. I'm trying to get as many of the recipes that I've done already and other videos on there for you guys to try out. So I have, all the ingredients that you'll need on there, the procedure, step by step of every portion of every recipe. That way it's easy for anybody at home. You don't have to be a professional chef to make anything I make. It's simplified for you guys. But I just want to thank everybody that's been watching up to this point. Anybody that's new, I appreciate each and every one of you. Make sure you drop a like, a comment. Make sure if you're new, you subscribe. That way you can check out anything I post in the future. But until next time, love you guys.
Welcome back to Solorio Eats. We're cooking, but we're not using your grain salt.